Hey guys, I'm in too much pain to fall asleep. So because of that, I decided to make a video to distract myself. I'm not going to go into the pain. It's physical pain, not emotional pain, even though I have that too, but that's not what's preventing me from falling asleep. So I decided to do a story time. I don't really want to call it that. It kind of makes me cringe, but hey, I'm going to tell you a story. It's story time. It's time for a story. And this story is about when I got mugged when I was 14 years old. Yeah. At the time, I was living in West Philly. In West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground is where I spent most of my days. I was not born and raised in West Philadelphia, but I did live there for a few years. Most of my life I spent in Northeast Philadelphia. Two different areas. I'm not really going to go into, I don't think it's worth explaining the differences of each part of Philly. I mean, anybody who lives in a big city knows that different areas have different, I don't know what to call them, moods? Not moods, different auras. Let's just say I didn't feel as safe in West Philly as I do in Northeast Philly. Matter of fact, I'm not really feeling that safe in Northeast Philly anymore because I've heard gunshots here too. But whatever. Anyway, so I got mugged when I was 14 years old. I was on my way to school, and even though I lived in West Philly, my high school was all the way in Northeast Philly. And that was not planned because at the time I picked the school, I was living in Northeast Philly, and we moved, and I didn't want to change schools because my friends were at still Northeast High School, by the way. So it took me like an hour and a half to get to school. About that, I think. Really depending on how the trolley or the buses and the trains ran, or which one I could catch. So I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's always like to be at school early. Get breakfast. Get homework done at the last minute. So I would wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would leave at like 5:40-ish, I'm guessing. Look, this was a long time. Oh my goodness. This was 10 years ago. I was 14 when I got mugged. I'm 24 now. Well, I'm going to be 25 in August. Wow. So it's my freshman year of high school. And I think this was toward the beginning of the year, because it was before things, you know how like when a clock goes, is it forward or back? Daylight savings time, when it gets like really dark at 5 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't like that. It was actually like pretty bright and sunny when I was leaving, which is why I was so confused as to why I got mugged on that sunny day. So come out my house, I walk a block. Literally where I would wait for the trolley was a block away from my house. So I was on my way there, and I see this guy approaching me. And all I can remember is I think he had on mostly white. I think I remember seeing a white do-rag. What's scary is I looked him right in the face, and I can't remember what he looks like. I guess I was so scared. So anyway, I'm walking, and back then I used to be all glammed up because I was insecure. So I had to have my makeup, I had to have my earrings, and I didn't carry a backpack. I carried a purse. It was a really nice purse. So I'm listening to my Mariah Carey on my MP3 player. Wow, this really makes me feel old. And this guy, I'm walking forward and he's walking toward me. And then he kind of stops. And I'm thinking, oh, It's just another guy trying to hit on me. No, I'm not interested. I don't mean to sound arrogant, but that's been my experience. So it's just, it is what it is. Creepy experiences, by the way, because when I was 14, I did not look like a grown woman. Matter of fact, I looked like I was 11 or 12 because I was so skinny. Anyway, so the guy like stops me and then he kind of like prevents me from getting past him. And at this point, I knew something was very wrong here. He walks up to me and he puts his hand across my neck like this. And immediately, all I could think to do is start screaming, like, help, help. You know, all when people talk about these things, they're like, if I ever get jumped or if I ever get mugged or robbed, I'm gonna do blah, blah, blah. Well, I had plans for what I would do in that situation, but when it happens, or when it happened to me, all of that I just forgot it all. Like, there was no kicking him in the groin, no kicking him in the calves, no punching him in the nose. Like, I just froze because I couldn't believe that was happening to me. So he grabbed my neck. He didn't, like, he wasn't choking me. It was very light. It was weird. And I didn't know what he wanted. So I scream, I drop my bag. He grabs my bag from me. Look, this was a decade ago, so my memory is kind of fuzzy. He grabs my purse. He drops my purse, or I drop it. And he picks it up and he goes to run away, and then for some reason I want to chase after him to get my purse back. But then as I was going forward to chase after him, he came back at me. I was like, oh, never mind. Go ahead. And he ran away. And of course I'm all shaken up. And I run a block. Well, I run to my house and I fall. I don't know how I fell. I tripped on air and I ripped a hole in my jeans. So I go back into the house and I run upstairs and I tell my mom what just happened. So she comes out and we go looking for the guy. And then we see this random guy come up and we ask if he saw anybody, I don't know, with a purse or whatever. And he was like, oh, I heard screaming, but I just assumed it was two girls fighting or something. So I didn't think much of it. Like, man, the one person that probably could have helped me. Ugh. Anyway, I hope I'm not getting cut off because my arm is getting tired. My thumb is getting tired from holding this phone. So, can't find the dude. Of course, we call the police. Go to the police station. They asked me if I remember where he ran. I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to see where he was going to. I'm just trying to get to safety. And looking back, I'm really grateful that all he did was take my purse because he could have done a lot more. It's fun. Oh, we found the purse. He literally ran like a block, then turned to the left, dropped it. I guess he took the wallet out of the purse and left everything. I was like, there's a Bible in the purse. You can take that. What was really creepy though was my school ID wasn't in my wallet. It was in another compartment in my purse, and he took that too. Why would you take my ID and my wallet? My wallet didn't have anything in it, by the way. I mean, I was 14 and poor. So all I had in it was fake money that I got as like a reward for answering questions in Spanish class. So that's all he got. And my ID, which is creepy. Why would you take my ID? Why do you need to know what Anyway. So, did I say we went to the police station? We went to the police station. I ask you a bunch of questions. I can't give a description, so I do my best. Go back home. I was so traumatized by the incident. I didn't go to school for like a whole week after that. A whole week. And then when I finally did go back, it was like, I don't want to hear people say, oh, that's racist. Look, this is my experience, and this is what was going through my head at the time. Every time I would see a black male, I would just freak out because I was like, what if that's him? What if that's him? And I'm not saying all black men are robbers or muggers. If it was a Chinese man that mugged me, if I saw a Chinese man, it would have triggered the same response. Yeah. So that's the time I got mugged. I'm just happy I didn't get raped. I'm happy I didn't get stabbed or shot. Just mugged. And the loser didn't get anything. So I got my purse back. I didn't get my wallet back, but and I had to, usually if you lose a school ID, you have to pay for it. And that's what I did, because I didn't really, I mean, I told my friends, and eventually, like, news spread that I had gotten mugged. And it was cool, because when I got back to school, my algebra class, they put together a nice card for me. Like, it was like a big card with all these written messages saying that they hope that I feel better soon, and they're sorry about what happened. So that was sweet. So yeah. And I never took the trolley again. No. Of course I still had to go to school, but from then on, my mom would walk me to the trolley stop or the bus stop, depending on how I was going. Look, it was two different ways to get to my school. I'm not gonna go into it because those details aren't important. And I was like, man, she should have been walking me it was one block, 5 o'clock in the morning. You can't walk your daughter to, anyway. So yeah, that's the time I got mugged. I'm trying to think of other stories I can tell you guys, because like I said, talking is a lot easier than singing, especially when I'm in this amount of pain and it's really late at night. But I'm trying to think of stories that don't expose people that I know. Because if they ever find my channel, they're going to be like, oh, goodness, she's talking about me. And I started off with a serious story. I kind of wanted to start with a funny story, but it would have been too short. So yeah. Don't get mugged. Don't do drugs. Don't be a thug. Drink from a mug. Don't buy pugs. Yeah, that's all the rhymes I can think of. I wish looking back, I think that dude might have been on drugs and was just looking for money so he can get his next, what do you call it, fix. Yeah. But that didn't stop me from going to school. When I talked to other people about it, this friend of mine said that a guy once, she was waiting for the train, and a guy came up to her and showed her a gun and told her to give him her money. And then she started crying. She was like a teenager. She started crying and she was like, but I won't have enough money for the train or the bus or something. So the thief gave her just enough money back so that she could take the bus. It's like, how are you gonna rob somebody with a gun and be nice and give the... Anyway, I'm happy he didn't have a gun, the guy who mugged me. I was an easy target. Alright, well, that's it. And that really did distract me from my pain. Might have to do these kind of videos more often. If you liked hearing me tell this story, I'm sorry I can't be as animated as a lot of other storytellers are, but that's what happens when you're in pain and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you're just trying to distract yourself. But if you want to hear more stories, not necessarily about traumatic things happening to me, but it could be anything, just let me know in the comments, and yeah, I guess I'll do that. Guess that'll be better than rickrolling you guys. I thought that was hilarious, but all right, guys. People usually say I'll see you in my next video, but I won't see you. You'll see me in my next video. I'll see you in the comments, hopefully. So I hope you guys are having a good night, and if you're already asleep, good for you. I'm jealous of you, and I hope you have a great day whenever you see this. Bye.